Good morning. It's Thursday morning at Sidney by the Sea Rotary at the Shoal Centre. Started at 7 o'clock when Michael and Angela Greer arrived to set up their PowerPoint presentation. It's a pleasure to welcome these two intrepid travelers. As I've said before, the instruction to me as speaker seeker for our club is to take us out of the room at the Shoal Centre. It's a lovely room, as I always say. But every Thursday morning, we try to get speakers who will bring us to some other part of the world. And Michael, who's a retired naval officer who served on more ships than you can count, and Angela, who's a real estate developer. Their project is called the TWONIE Project, two wheels on a motorcycle. TWONIE is currency, and there are two of them. And they are traveling the world, working with a series of projects. I'll let them describe it. It is amazing. We spent about an hour and a bit this morning, long way from Sidney, British Columbia, thanks to them. Michael and Angela, please.
Thank you very much, John. So yes, as the TWONIE Project, we set out with a goal to travel around the world by motorcycle over a 10-year period. And in order to add meaning to our travel, what we've chosen to do is seek out orphanages and projects that work to help children in need. And with the fundraising that we do, we use that money to benefit those projects. We called ourselves the TWONIE Project because we both have learned that it doesn't take $1 million to affect somebody's life. Something as small as $2 can, for example, at a project that we visited in Colombia, feed 3 children. And so we asked friends and family and those who believe in what we're doing to consider donating as little as $2 a month, none of which we spend on ourselves, all of which we spend on the various projects that we visit. And so far we've been to 13 countries, from Canada down to Peru. And we've visited about as many projects. We've purchased washing machines. We've rebuilt minibus engines, big screen TVs. We've purchased baby supplies. We've helped fund this project I mentioned in Colombia, feeding street children for several weeks. And it's something that we've taken on because we're young, we're adventurous, we have the opportunity to go and see the world and enjoy all that it has to offer.
And because you got 2 great Honda bikes.
2 Hondas, yes.
But more than that, John, because we're on YouTube, these folks are connected electronically. They document all their journeys on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And
that is fantastic.
For Sidney by the Sea Rotary, we're trying to catch up with them without the benefit of owning a motorbike.
Well, we will put all of the links, obviously, on this discussion. We will promote them, and it'll be very exciting to see the places you've been to. So I have a question for you, okay? Because of the very odd state of the world these days. How do you manage sometimes the safety of you two guys? That's kind of my intuitive thing. Like, oh my gosh, they're on these bikes, they're alone. You're going to some places that these days aren't the most safest places to go to, or do you just avoid that?
You know, one of the things that I've learned is that the media blows so much out of proportion. Right now, for example, you watch the news and you see that there are terrible things happening in Mexico. And I don't want to diminish any of that, but we have friends who are in Mexico. Where they are is fine. Other regions, it's fine. The problems are real, but it's not consuming in the whole country. And this theme carries on. We've been to El Salvador. We've been to Colombia.
Venezuela. We've been to Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid Venezuela, which I understand is huge.
So are there problems in these countries? Absolutely. There are problems we have here at home in Canada. But we talk to the locals, we keep our ear to the ground, we talk to other travelers who are in the same country at the time we are, and we get as much real current information as possible.
We make an informed decision. If it is obviously that unsafe, a lot of times they won't let us in anyways. So if they're that worried about us as tourists, they being maybe the immigration at the border. But so far, a lot of it's hype.
How many kilometers have you traveled so far?
46,000 kilometers from Vancouver Island to Peru, the northern border of Peru. Yeah. We went everywhere between here and there.
That is amazing.
Really hundreds of thousands of kilometers to go, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we hope to make it around the world. We've spent already 2 years. We'll spend another year in the Americas before we cross the Atlantic. So maybe 10 years won't be enough.
And you're based in Victoria, did I understand that? Is that right?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Okay, okay. Well, wow. John Trelevin and his group at the Sidney by the Sea Rotary, they're just exhibit so much leadership in highlighting the great things community members are doing. Yet another one, John. Where do you keep finding these people? I just had no idea. But we're now going to clearly promote, trying to do our best to let people know what they're doing. And, you know, besides your great goals and objectives, this is really interesting. I'm going to join that YouTube page of yours and see what you're up to.
Our daily updates are pretty much on Instagram and Facebook. There'll be short snippets, you know, the 90-second, 2-minute clips, so that we can keep those who are interested aware of where we are and what we're doing. And then if there's a larger project happening, then we will put time into putting a YouTube presentation together, and it may be 5 minutes to 20 minutes. It may be the roads, it may be a border crossing, it may be something interesting that's happened, you know, in a location. So
That is amazing. That's amazing. Well done to both of you. John, thank you for this.
Hey, I think it's a fantastic story, and they both went into, Michael and Angela, into the preparations for this trip, which included basically a course in off-road biking, which there's a track near the summit of Malahat. Yeah. Now, mind you, I did suggest that they drive the road to Butcher Gardens 2 or 3 times a week to understand.
To get really trained. Yeah.
When a concrete road breaks up. But yes, we wish you both every success, all great travels. And we'll, with John's technical skill, we're going to keep in touch with you.
That'd be great. We look forward to it.
Yeah.
Amazing work. Thank you for introducing me to this. Thanks to all of you. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.